I've worked in property for 30 years. Here's why I'd never start with buy-to-let. "30 years in property and development, see what creates real wealth and what doesn't." Most new investors are pointed in the wrong direction. 3 decades of hands-on experience in property investment and development has revealed patterns that most beginners never see. The strategies that build lasting wealth are rarely the ones that are being promoted online. The presentation draws from real-world insights, not theory, so you can see the conventional path may not be your best route to creating wealth from property. Why buy-to-let became popular? Cheap debt availability was a key factor. There was strong capital growth track record over many years, and there were tax advantages and lighter regulation than there are now. So for decades, buy-to-let was the obvious choice. Low interest rates made borrowing easy, property values climbed steadily, and favourable tax treatment made it attractive. And in simple terms, it was to market and teach online, and you have the perfect storm of popularity. It was easy to make money from buy-to-let properties because there were buy-to-let mortgages. You tenanted the property, and if you didn't make money even from renting the property out, you could offset your mortgage costs and you could get capital appreciation from the property. That all changed in 2016 when tax regulations started to be changed. So there was over promotion of buy-to-let, and it's still promoted today because it's simple to sell as a course or product. It's marketed as a passive income stream, and it feels accessible to beginners. It's heavily repeated across social media platforms. Buy-to-let is positioned as the easiest entry point into property investing, yet the reality has shifted dramatically from the marketing promises as a result of the taxation changes. The core difference: cash flow versus wealth creation. Buy-to-let, income from existing asset value, collects rent from what already exists, limited by current market rates, wealth tied to slow appreciation, versus property development, where you're creating new value through strategic projects. You transform and multiply asset worth, you unlock hidden potential, and you build wealth through value creation. So this is an active wealth building through conversion, planning gain, and repositioning opportunities, whereas buy-to-let is past its peak strategy, which no longer works for most situations unless you buy in a company for which you pay additional interest charges. And in that case, you can offset your costs in a company. Creating value through development. Converting unused buildings transforms dormant commercial spaces into profitable residential or mixed-use assets through strategic change of use planning permissions. You can also use the same principles for adding units or adding floors. You recommission tired assets with improved management strategies and unlock additional value by monetizing floor and additional units at the back sometimes, or converting retail units. These are Class E strategies. So why one strategic project beats years of rent? Rent collects income from existing value. Development unlocks new value and growth. So buy-to-let generates steady but limited returns, collecting rent from on assets' current market value. You're essentially harvesting income from what already exists, with growth tied to market conditions beyond your control. Strategic development projects create entirely new value through transformation. You're creating residential units from disused retail or office units. A single well-executed conversion or repositioning can multiply asset worth substantially, achieving in one project what decades of rental income might never match. How experienced operators think differently. Where can value be added? What problem does this asset have? Can the use class be improved? What is the highest and best use? Can planning unlock value? Your management strategy increases income. These are the questions that separate wealth builders from passive landlords. The Alpus Group philosophy, our approach to property investment, we transform property value. At Alpus Group, we don't simply acquire assets, we unlock their true potential through strategic development, repositioning, and value creation that delivers lasting wealth. Scale, structure, and thinking bigger. Wealth often comes from scale and systems. Structure, teams, finance, and partnerships are critical. Control larger assets with professional project delivery. True wealth in property rarely comes from collecting individual rental units. It comes from building systems, assembling the right teams, securing strategic finance, and controlling larger assets through professional project delivery. Buying units versus controlling assets. Buy individual rental units. Simpler entry point for beginners. Lower capital requirements up front. Smaller scale with limited growth ceiling. Predictable but modest returns. Income dependent on existing market values. Limited to market appreciation, so you can only rent out at the current market value, essentially. One unit and one income stream. Passive but constrained wealth building. Whereas to develop and control the larger assets, you make complex execution. More complex execution is required. You've got higher capital and expertise needed. Greater scale with exponential potential, substantial wealth creation opportunity. Create value through strategic projects, multiple value add levers available. Control larger assets and portfolios, active approach to building real wealth. So there are real opportunities today with commercial to residential conversions, and this is an area where Alpus Group focus on underutilised buildings and planning gain. Serviced accommodation and mixed-use schemes generate higher revenue earning. The market rewards those who see beyond traditional buy-to-let. Today's best opportunities lie in conversion projects, repositioning tired assets, and specialised supported housing developments. Complexity hides the best deals. Why the greatest opportunities aren't obvious. The best property opportunities are rarely simple or straightforward. They're hidden behind layers of complexity that most investors avoid. Planning challenges, repositioning requirements, structural issues, and problem-solving barriers create the deals that deliver exceptional returns. What this means for new investors. Don't just buy assets, look to create value. Think bigger than rental income alone. Develop skills in planning, management, and partnerships. The most successful property investors don't chase rental yields. They create value through strategies, thinking, repositioning assets, and building the right partnerships. Embrace opportunity as opportunity. Embrace complexity as opportunity. So this is where the real wealth lies. The deals that seem difficult hold the greatest potential for wealth creation and long-term success. Join the Alpus Group conversation. The conversation continues beyond this video. Whether you're exploring development for the first time or scaling your portfolio, Alpus Group offers the education and mentoring to help you to succeed. Ready to think bigger about property wealth? Subscribe for more insights from 30 years of property experience. Share your investment journey in the comments and connect with like-minded professionals. Comment with your investment approach. See how we can help you to improve your returns. Join our ecosystem for education and monitoring. Thank you for watching. Let's build real wealth together. Contact me at alan@alpusgroup.com. You can schedule a call with me at calendly.com/alanje, or you can drop me an email and telephone, my direct telephone 07539 141 257. From outside the UK, that is +44 7539 141 257. Alpus Group, transforming property value. Check out our website and drop us a comment in the box below this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like and share this video.